Once, in the vastness of the cosmos, the ancient sages gathered to share the wisdom of existence with the seekers of truth. They spoke of Dimension Zero, a realm beyond realms, where existence fades into nothingness. It is a place where all that one knows dissolves, leaving behind only emptiness. The ancestors began, to step into Dimension Zero is to feel the essence of void, emptiness that strips the soul of meaning. Many who encounter it describe despair, anguish, and a weight so profound that even the simple act of lifting one's gaze feels insurmountable. It is the ultimate test, for it reveals that nothing in life has meaning unless we ourselves give it meaning. The seeker asked, "If the void is so sacred, why does it bring such pain?" The sages replied, "Because you are human. Humanity thrives in the third dimension, where all things are defined by duality, good and bad, sense and nonsense. These concepts mirror the physical dimensions of height, width, and depth. From the moment atoms first bonded to form molecules, life became rooted in this trinity of perspectives. Movement became a choice, right or left, forward or backward, up or down. And with movement came the notion of direction, the idea of a path or a purpose. For humans, to move forward is to progress, and to step back is often seen as failure. But consider the crab, whose survival depends on moving sideways. What one sees as negative, another views as essential. Thus, sense is subjective, born of perception. The seeker listened intently as the sages continued. As humanity evolved, the simple directions of movement became metaphors for life's purpose. Forward motion became synonymous with fulfillment and meaning. Yet beyond the third dimension, these directions blur. In the fourth dimension, time itself becomes fluid, and in the fifth, space dissolves. Suddenly, the constructs of good and bad, of purpose and meaning, disintegrate. The soul confronts infinity, and the realization that all meanings are equally valid and equally empty. This is why the void is so profound. It is a conceptual detoxification. Just as the body experiences withdrawal when it lets go of its dependencies, the soul experiences mourning as it releases the illusions that once defined it. The emptiness feels like anguish because your entire being is recalibrating, freeing itself from the constructs you once believed were necessary. And just like the body renews itself after a detox, the soul too finds new vitality and strength. The seeker pondered this deeply. But how does one live with this knowledge? How can I walk the world, knowing that nothing has intrinsic meaning? By becoming the creator of meaning, the sages answered. The word idea comes from the ancient term idol, an image, a concept. To imagine is to shape the formless into form. Embrace your imagination, for it is your greatest gift. Through it, you transform the infinite into the tangible, the eternal into the present. The sages continued, to live in this way is to embrace both the emptiness and fullness of existence. The crisis of emptiness is not a failure, it is a rite of passage. It detoxifies you from the addiction to certainty and control. As you let go of the need to fill every void, you will find that the emptiness itself is freedom, a blank canvas where you can create anything. Emotion welled within the seeker. But what if I fail? What if I cannot create meaning? You are not alone in this journey, the sages reassured. Look to nature for guidance. Even the atoms that make up your being are driven by a quest for harmony. They seek to share energy, to balance. This eternal dance is the foundation of the cosmos. Life itself is a cycle of filling and emptying. Your emotions, joy, sorrow, longing, are tools to help you understand what is full and what is empty within you. By observing them, you learn to navigate the balance between need and freedom. The seeker nodded slowly. So, even the illusions we create, religions, idols, myths, are born from this need to balance? Exactly. The mind, desperate to make sense of the infinite, creates pareidolia, patterns, images, symbols. Angels gain wings, gods take human shapes, and the eternal is given a face. But when these illusions crumble, you confront the void. And in the void, what remains? Nothing, the sages said solemnly. Yet within that nothingness lies the greatest truth. For when you strip away all constructs, all roles, you find your essence, not as an actor on a stage, but as the stage itself. The void is not the absence of meaning. It is the birthplace of all meaning. In the profound silence that followed, the seeker closed their eyes. They felt the stillness of Dimension Zero, not as despair, but as infinite potential. It was a canvas awaiting their imagination. Slowly, a deep peace began to settle within them. The ancestors smiled, their voices soft but firm. Remember, child, the void is not your enemy. It is your sacred ally. It teaches you that you are not a prisoner of meaning. You are its creator. Cry, scream, feel the depths of sorrow and joy. For through them, you will discover the truth of balance. Go forth and shape your destiny. And so, the seeker stepped into the world, carrying the wisdom of the void, ready to imagine, to create, and to live with boundless freedom.